Hello friends. Friends, we will continue with our discussion on the chapter of admission of a partner. Right? In this lecture, we will start with a new topic, that is accounting treatment of reserves and accumulated profits and losses. Right? Now, first of all, I will say, for this detailed discussion, this topic we had covered in change in profit sharing ratio also. There we covered in very detail. So I will say that you must go through that topic in change in profit sharing ratio. You must go through the video lectures of change in profit sharing ratio, right? And then this will be very easy for you to understand that why we are studying this topic in admission of a partner. Let's see. First of all, what are reserves? If we talk of reserves, what are the reserves? What is a reserve? You all have studied. What is a reserve? This is any amount set aside out of profits. Why this amount is set aside? To meet any contingency in future. Why we are setting aside this amount? To meet any contingency in future. So I can say that this reserve is nothing but our profits only, because out of the profits only we are setting aside this amount. So I can very well say that these reserves are nothing but the profits earned by the firm. Right, sir? We can say this, that the reserves are nothing but the profits. Okay. Now, on the date of admission, there are few reserves appearing in the balance sheet. I say journal reserve appearing in balance sheet. Now I just told you that reserve is nothing but the profits. That means on the date of admission, there are some profits in the balance sheet. On the date of admission of a new partner, there are some profits in the balance sheet that are earned by the old partners. Agree or not? Very simple logic. On the date of admission, on the date a new partner is being admitted into the partnership firm, there are some profits appearing in the balance sheet. There are some profits appearing in the balance sheet that belong to the period when new partner was not in the picture. Those profits have been earned by the old partners. And I told you that anything that has been earned by old partners before the admission of a new partner belongs to the old partners in old ratio. So these profits on the date of admission which are appearing in the balance sheet have been earned by old partners. So these profits obviously belong to the old partners. Why new partner will unnecessarily be benefited? This profit earned by old partners. They worked hard for this profit. These profits belongs to the old partners. So all the reserves, all the accumulated profits and losses appearing in the balance sheet on the date of admission belong to old partners in old ratio. So what will be the journal entry? I will say journal reserve account debit. Then one we have workmen compensation reserve account debit. Then one we have investment fluctuation reserve account debit to old partners, because these reserves are nothing but the part of profits only. So these profits have been earned by old partners before the admission of a new partner. So these belong to old partners in which ratio? In old ratio. Clear? So I have told you a very simple thing so far, that what are reserves? Reserves are the amount set aside out of the profits. Why we are setting aside this amount out of the profits? To meet any contingency in future. Right, sir? So on the date of admission, there are some reserves in the balance sheet. So I can replace this reserve word with the profits. I can say there are some profits appearing in the balance sheet, but these profits have been earned by old partners by their hard work. So these profits belong to old partners in old ratio. Because I told you, anything, any profits, any losses before the admission of the new partner belongs to old partners in old ratio. Clear, friends? So what I have done is, I have simply distributed all the reserves, general reserve, workman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation reserve, to old partners. Clear? If there is any loss appearing in the balance sheet, if there is profit, I will take here. If there is any profit, I will say profit and loss account debit. But if there is any loss, loss means the profit and loss account is appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet. This you all must be knowing, right? Profit and loss account is appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet. That means the company is having some losses. Now if there is a loss, this loss also belongs to old partners, right? So what will be the journal entry? Old partners capital account debit to profit and loss account. What does this profit and loss account represent? Loss appearing on asset side of balance sheet. So there will be either the profit being shown on the liability side, or there will be a loss being shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. So that loss also belongs to old partners in old ratio. Clear? Now there are two things: workman compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve. What are these? We have done very detailed discussion on this in the chapter of change in profit sharing ratio, that what is a workman compensation reserve and what is a investment fluctuation reserve. So friends, please refer to those videos first. The chapter of change in profit sharing ratio, I think nearly to the end part of the videos will be this reserves. That was the last topic in change in profit sharing ratio. So I'll suggest you must go through this topic there. We have done detailed discussion on this. I'll just touch upon these topics here, right? So if we talk of workman compensation reserve. Now what is this? What is reserve? Reserve is, we are setting aside some amount out of the profits. For what? For workman compensation. What is workman compensation? You have people working in your factory. You have the labor working in your factory. Suppose a worker gets injured while working. While working on a machine, he got his finger cut in the machine. Right? You have labor in your factory who is working on the machines, and while working on one machine, a labor gets his finger cut. Now it is your responsibility to get the treatment done for that worker, because he got injured during your working time. So it is your responsibility that you get the treatment done for that worker. Now whatever the expense on the treatment is, you will meet through this workmen compensation reserve. Right? So I can say this is for any contingency towards workers. Right? Now suppose before the admission of a partner, there is a workman compensation reserve of 25,000. Right? And there is a claim of 10,000. That means a worker got injured during the work and the expenses for his treatment turn out to be 10,000. Now how much reserve we will write off? How much reserve we will distribute among all partners in old ratio? Friends, the reserve will be 15,000 that will be distributed among old partners. Because out of this 25,000, 10,000 you will be spending. So what is the remaining reserve? 15,000. So 15,000 will be the amount that will be distributed among old partners. That means out of the workman compensation reserve, we first have to identify what is the liability towards the workmen. Workmen compensation liability is how much, and the remaining we will transfer to old partners, capital accounts in old ratio. Mark my words, out of the workmen compensation reserve, first of all we will identify what is the liability pending towards the workers. That means we have to pay that amount towards the worker treatment. Then whatever amount is left in the pocket, whatever amount is left in the reserve, we will distribute among all partners in old ratio. Clear, friends? Now the next is investment fluctuation reserve. Now what is this? What is an investment? Investment is your asset. You have invested some money in some shares or some other asset, right? There are fluctuations in the value of the investments. Suppose you have the investments appearing in the balance sheet at rupees 1 lakh. This is what? This is our book value. When you go in the market, and try to sell these investments, they tell you that the market value is 90,000. But you are in need of the money, so you sell these investments for 90,000. What is the loss? 10,000 is your loss. Your book value says that you purchased the investments for 1 lakh and you sold the investments for 90,000. That means there is a loss of 10,000 on that investment. There is a difference between the book value and the market value. So this loss we will met out of this investment fluctuation reserve. Now suppose you have investment fluctuation reserve of 50,000, you sold some investment, there is a loss in the value, not sold, I will say you just get to know that the market value has fallen and there is a loss on your investment value. So this loss of 10,000 you will adjust through the investment fluctuation reserve, and the 40,000 balance reserve will be transferred to old partners in old ratio. Got my point? You purchased something for 1 lakh and on the date of admission, while revaluing the assets, you got to know that the market value has fallen to 90,000 of that investment. That means there is a loss of 10,000. How to meet that loss? You have created the investment fluctuation reserve. You are intelligent enough that you knew that there might be a fall in the value of investments, and for that you have already created the investment fluctuation reserve, right? So the balance of investment fluctuation reserve will be transferred to the old partners capital accounts in old ratio. Now suppose the market value is 1 lakh only, book value is 1 lakh, market value is 1 lakh, there is no loss. In that case, the whole of investment fluctuation reserve will be transferred to the old partners in old ratio. Clear, friends? So this is about reserves and accumulated profits and losses. Just keep the simple logic in mind that anything that belongs to a period, any profits, any losses that were earned during the period when the new partner was not in the picture, that belongs to the old partners, right? Anything that has been earned when the new partner was not in the picture, anything that has been earned before the date of admission, that all belongs to the old partners, and that will be distributed in old ratio. So this is how we will treat the reserves and accumulated profits and losses in case of admission. Friends, I am again repeating, for the detailed discussion on workman compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve, please refer to the chapter of change in profit sharing ratio, right? You must go through the videos of change in profit sharing ratio first, then this part will be very easy for you to understand, very easy, right? So friends, in the next lecture we will do practical problem on this. In the next lecture we will do a practical problem on reserves, right? So that's all for this lecture, friends. Thank you so much.